Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Novelo for EA Sports, and we will be calling all the action for today's event.
Rich, I'm armed and ready. Are you?
I am. Battle gear on. Let's get it going. "180 yards to the flagstick." All right, Frank, we are all set to tee off here at the first. The opening hole, it's a drive off an old aircraft carrier to an island. Tell us a little bit about this opener.
We're going to need full flaps to get this ball up quickly, Rich. Green on the right side of the island, so a little bit of trim to the right. Just miss those palm trees, and you might just find the target.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. 1 under early in the round. Now to the second hole, and Frank, I'd be happy to see something with just the normal amount of obstacles, say, a bunker, maybe a pond. Those would be rather benign compared to what we're seeing right here on this second hole.
Yeah, that's no love shack. That's a guard shack there on the right of this green, just past that bridge. So this green well protected on that right side. Of course, water adorns this island green, and tons of local fauna around the green. This is one green you do not want to miss.
And that drops for another birdie. 2 in a row to start the round.
Whoops. Alert, alert, alert.
Frank, I've heard of a strong wind coming from out of the south-southeast, but this is something I've never seen.
Nearly destroyed this par 3.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie try up next. Boy, this would be nice, Frank. I mean, you talk about jump-starting a round. If he were to make another birdie, boy, he'd really have it going in the right direction.
You can sort of feel it too. People around there know. I've seen the birdies to this point.
That's good work right there. Just to tap it. This from about 10 feet. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Frank, here at the fourth, there's an awful lot going on.
There certainly is. Solar panels, radar tower is up and ready to go, so it will confirm the landing on the other side if it's successful. This rather long par 3 around the 230-yard mark, so this is going to be all carry. Got to land that ball on the green. It will not run through that beach area. And of course the trees and the palm trees all the way around. If this isn't flighted properly, it will not find the destination.
Seems like too much for just one man. This looks like a job for an entire flight crew, Frank.
Well, Rich, we should dig ourselves a trench and see what happens.
Frank, you and I have called golf from around the world. Places like, well, the hot air balloon in the Grand Canyon comes to mind. This has been a rather unusual spot as well.
It is. I thought we'd be safe up here in the observation tower, Rich, but I don't know, with that boat coming in, or should I say the destroyer, I don't exactly feel safe right now. But we'll batten down the hatches as we watch the tee shot at the 5th.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. Frank here at the 6th, a really fascinating hole.
It is mid sort of 200 yards, shared greens, a bit like St. Andrews. But because you're hitting it over an island, you're almost going to have to parachute this tee shot in here and get it to land softly. There's a lot of things going on behind to the left and the side. It's like a little village that you're heading into. Hopefully you don't need a passport.
Not too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
No, from that distance, it's more than good.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Starting to feel it. 2 in a row and 5 under for the tournament. Frank, I don't know if it's legal, but a player might want to get a detailed map from high overhead, maybe from a bomber squadron flying by, just to get an idea of what they're navigating on this hole.
Well, if you can't call one in, you can always go up one of those lookout towers and maybe get a good surveillance of the hole, or even the wind direction. It's not overly long, just under 160 yards. Green sets up nicely, though, directly aiming at the player at the tee.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Now to the 8th hole, Frank, you really just need to follow the trail down to the green here at Paracel Storm.
Barracks are probably the biggest problem in front of you. They're just short and left of this par 3 green. For the very observant, though, they'll notice a little one-on-one, perhaps a little basketball court just along the left side.
A little 3-point shooting contest, you and I later on.
This is a par 3.
Frank, so many different lies in golf. This is one you don't see too much. The golf ball is on the mulch.
Yeah, and it never really sits up, so this is one of those ones you've got to be much more conservative than you'd like to be. Play for the fat of the green.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Rounding out this front 9 mission here, the 9th hole, shot over the building.
Well, I need to be careful. The front left of the screen is guarded by a tower, and anything right, you'll be ducking for cover in the trenches.
Been a real battle out here today. Just need to keep it all together. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Racking up the birdies, 7 for the day. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
This is a good-looking shot. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Second shot.
That's birdie, and that's just another example of how everything seems to be clicking today, especially on the greens.
Yeah, good green reading too. You've got to take your hat off to that. The line has been perfect and the pace has matched it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Up to the 12th, making a trip across to an island green, Frank.
It looks more like a shipwreck island, and that's an evil place to put the green on that side. Very well defended by that rock wall as well as the water, and of course anything short, those big rocks that protect this green. This is probably the most heavily guarded par 3 on the golf course.
Make bogey or worse here, they might strand you out there. That is classy.
That had a chance of going in.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Going right back to the large island here at the 13th, Frank.
Trenches behind will certainly protect anything that goes a little bit long. Left of this green, you better call in the Navy.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough.
That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot coming out of the rough here. No way! He holed it, Frank.
Great pitch shot.
Frank, here at the 14th, not a long hold, but not a big green either.
It almost lulls you into that false sense of security. You just see the green, it stands up like an old sand dune. The beach around doesn't seem to be that problematic. A few trees behind, really, they just give you a nice line. But beware of what looks straightforward.
Looks sort of like a deserted island, Frank. Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. He'll take par and move on. Now to the 15th hole. Danger in the center of the green here, Frank.
Yeah, chance to ambush the player, really. All those trees, you never know what's going to jump out of there. And, well, we've seen the 6th hole at Riviera with the bunker in the middle. We now have a crop of trees. This looks like it's going to find the target.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Building something very special at 12 under par. And just take a look out at the battleships burning, those solar panels, the bridges, the barracks. You know you're not at your dad's country club anymore. Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. He'll need to be strong with this. Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Now to the 17th hole, and as we come to the end of this round, you salute the players because they're out there carrying not only their golf clubs, but the med kits and the meal packs, because this is no ordinary golf course. You have to be on alert, high guard all the time. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. They'll have a good look at birdie now. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Now the finishing hole, Frank, and just a spectacular looking hole.
Yeah, chance to complete our mission should we succeed here at 18. If anything, you want to keep the ball a little left of the flag. Otherwise, we're off the beach. Oh, this is straight at it.
It is a really good line. Stuff that one in there just inside of 5 feet. Well done. This for birdie.
Really solid stroke.
Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round.